Hey guys, what's up? So, I need to take a second to address this whole paleo craze. It's been a few years, so I thought it would have died down by now, but it hasn't. People are just as paleo crazy as ever. So, I need to take a second to point out to you that you are not a carnivore. Okay? So, if you look at our bodies, we are not designed to be eating meat. We eat meat, you can say that you like to eat meat because it tastes good, but you need to recognize that your body does not like meat, okay? So when I tell people I'm vegetarian or now that I'm vegan, the number one response I get is, oh, what about your canines? What about your canines? Well, let me show you my canines. Yeah. Yeah, these teeth are not going to be tearing the meat off of a wildebeest bone or anything even close to that. You know, my canines might be a little bit more dull than others, but even if you look at all human teeth, our canines are not that sharp, not compared to actual true carnivores. If you look at a cat, any of the cats, a shark, any animal that's a true carnivore, you'll see super sharp, all the way down, all of their teeth will be super sharp because they need to take down the prey, rip off the flesh, right? And then rip the meat off the bone. That's actually also why cats have the barbed tongues. And when cats lick you, it kind of hurts. It's because their tongue is designed to be peeling the meat from the bone. So it's kind of funny to me that people always use the argument, what about your canines, when my canines pretty much show that we are supposed to be eating plants. So next thing that's pretty obvious to me that we are not carnivores or even omnivores is the length of our digestive tract. So your small intestine and large intestine together are 26 feet long. Okay, 26 feet. That's almost the size of a tennis court. Meat has hardly any fiber. So when you eat meat, you're relying on the peristalsis, your intestines, it pushes it like that, along with the acids to break down meat. Okay, but your stomach actually does not really produce the right fluids to break down meat. That's why so many people have indigestion, acid reflux. You know, when I went vegan, my digestive issues pretty much disappeared that I had had since I was my entire life. Our bodies don't produce enough fluids, the right fluids to break down meat, so it's really, really hard on the body. Also, because there isn't any fiber, we're just relying on that kind of that peristalsis motion. It takes a long time to get through your 26 feet of intestines. It can take 1, 2, 3, 4, even 5 days. People are really backed up. It could sit in there for a week or longer, just sitting in there, just rotting and fermenting in your gut. Okay, so your body is 98 degrees. Imagine a pork chop sitting outside at, say, a summer barbecue, right? The pork chop's been sitting in the sun. Let's say it's 98 degrees out. The pork chop's been sitting outside for 8 hours. Would you eat it? Probably not. You'd probably be worried that you get food poisoning, right? All the bacteria that grows on the meat in hot temperatures. But what do you think is happening in your 98-degree body when you're eating that pork chop? The same thing. Bacteria is forming, it's rotting. You know, people have so much gas, so much constipation. You know, their poop smells so bad. Mango and I, really, our shit, it don't stink. But really, it doesn't. Like, our bathroom never smells, not even that bad. I go in some people's bathrooms and it's like, ugh. You know, even the fact they have those room sprays to cover the smell of your shit, like, it shouldn't be that bad that you have to spray a bunch of toxic chemicals in the air to cover up how your poop smells. It's the result of the meat and the milk and the eggs just fermenting and rotting in your gut that makes that smell. So we have our teeth aren't designed for meat, our fluids our body produces, the length of our intestinal tract, compared with like plant foods, for example, have a lot of fiber in them, so it's really easy for your body to move plant foods through because all plant foods have a lot of fiber. The nuts don't have as much, but fruits and vegetables do. Another point about us being herbivores, or more specifically frugivores, is our hands, right? These hands aren't meant to take a rabbit, rip the fur off, right? Or eat it. Like, my body's not designed for that. my body is designed for is to pick a strawberry, right, and eat it. How easy. Or peeling oranges, figs, bananas. If you look at our hands, we don't have claws. We don't have sharp claws. But our body is really, really perfectly designed to be eating fruit. And on a side note, by eating fruit, we actually do the plant a big favor, because traditionally, let's say I were to eat the strawberry, it's covered in seeds. It goes through my track, I poop it out somewhere in the forest, and those seeds grow into a new strawberry plant. And nothing, when you eat fruit, you don't kill the plant. So fruit is actually the best food for the human body and for humans to be eating for the planet at large, because nothing dies and you're actually helping to propagate the plant species. Unlike meat, where it's just death and torture and suffering. There's no way to there's no such thing as a humane slaughter. So when you're eating meat, you're putting terror and fear and suffering into your body. So I think that those are really important points to keep in mind. That we are not designed to be carnivores. We're not even designed to be omnivores. People will argue like, oh, well, our bodies can eat meat, so that shows that, we can digest meat, so that shows that we're supposed to be eating it. But I think we need to really pay attention to the difference between evolution versus adaptation. Our human body has evolved on a plant-based diet, and everything I just said should make this abundantly obvious. However, migration, climate change, things happen. During our history, we were forced to eat meat. There wasn't enough plant food available to sustain humans, so we adapted to eat meat. We evolved to eat plants, we adapted to eat meat. But because it was an adaptation process instead of an evolutionary process, it's not the best source of fuel for your body. You look at these diseases like heart disease, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, colon cancer, right? Even osteoporosis. You don't see these things in people, in vegans and vegetarians even. It's like you love your bacon so much, but your bacon doesn't love you back. If it loved you, it wouldn't be killing you. So if you want to eat meat because you think it tastes good, that's fine, but don't try to fool yourself and act like, oh, we're paleo and this is how paleo, the caveman, eat, and not like we should really be taking advice from what humans did thousands of years ago. I think we should be looking towards the future instead of the past. But anyway, if you have any thoughts on the matter, of course, leave them below. And, like I said, if you want to eat meat, fine, but don't fool yourself about it.